Which trail are we on, Popo?
Avalanche Trail. This is Friday morning. A little bit after 6 in the morning.
So this is us on our hike up to Avalanche Lake in Glacier National Park. We started bright and early at 5:30 in the morning driving into the park. I loved how the glacier just cut out the side of the mountain with those ridges in the side. It looked absolutely beautiful. Here we are looking at the mountains surrounding Avalanche Lake. Boom. That same log is still there from the last time we came and visited on this hike. Here's me trying to recreate the photograph that was taken 3 years ago. This video is a little bit longer because there's a few long shots of us just soaking in the natural beauty. It was absolutely breathtaking.
Beer before 8 o'clock in the morning.
Nothing like a 7 a.m. hiking beer to get the morning started. A nice celebration to finishing our 3-mile hike. The views were absolutely stunning. I just felt like putting in this long take of Popo, Gary, and I taking in everything.
Really? Is that the diamond nose? To take the whole thing and just tattoo it in your brain.
Look at how crystal clear this water is, and the trail to the sea there's. Here we are starting on our journey on going to the Sun Road.
Hold your breath, hold your breath.
Here's us going through our first tunnel on going to the Sun Road. Here's us stopping at a pit stop on the turnaround loop on going to the Sun Road. Notice how the air's a little more smoky. That's from the Canadian fires that were going on. The air quality index on our first few days was a little higher. There were probably about 20 to 30 times where I just wanted to really soak in all of the beauty on the drive up this road. Because you never know when you'll be able to come back and see it again. It's also nice to share it with our family who couldn't be here, like our Nana or my Momo Trudy and Popo Jean. I constantly was saying, look at this. Is this even real? Like, who created this? This is insane. Some homemade stock footage shot on yours truly's iPhone. If you look to the right, you'll see the Highland Trail. It's that line in the side of the mountain that just kind of goes pretty symmetrically.
I don't know if this was the same thing, or where the glacier or the bear was.
Here. We're about to do part of the Highland Trail. Look at how white I look. Look at how.
You want to take a picture that way?
Yeah.
The Highland Trail was absolutely insane. You had about 4 feet of trail space and then sudden drop off.
One thing I noticed from a lot of my old travel videos is I don't take enough time to really dwell and
Enjoy the. Take freaked out, but it's fun.
Pulpo Gary was semi-skittish of the fall and kept grabbing onto the side rope. Here we saw a pack of bighorn sheep. I'd say there were probably about 8 of them. It's always cool to see where they are because there's always a cluster of hikers stopping to take photos and admire the natural beauty.
Small one by the rock.
I mean, come on, look at this. It doesn't get much better than this.
they're like they're on my territory. Football.
Lunchtime.
Lunchtime.
Peanut butter and honey. Multi-grain bread.
Here's us heading back to our car after doing about 4 miles down the Highland Trail. If you look right there in line with Pulpo Gary's head, that's one of the mountains that we hike by on Hidden Lake Trail coming up shortly.
You okay with that? If you want to walk ahead here, you can.
I'm alright. Hold on, give me a sec.
So now we're done with the Highland Trail and we're starting on Hidden Lake Trail. This trail was closed for most of the season due to berries blooming in the valley and a large population of grizzly bears coming down to eat the berries, so it wasn't safe for hikers. It was relatively challenging even though it's a very heavily trafficked trail. There's boardwalk and a lot of relatively flat space leading up on the trail, but it is pretty steep. But you definitely do see a lot more common folk and people who aren't as used to hiking on this trail. But the views, regardless, were absolutely stunning, and it was an absolute treat that Popo, Gary, and I were able to come to Glacier National Park on one of the few days it was opened.
Drink some more water, Popo.
I'm breathing.
I'm smelling them.
And here's our first shot of Hidden Lake. Absolutely picturesque. Crystal blue water. This is a photograph you could put on a poster board.
Well, we don't know.
I'm going back to my Camelback.
I don't know. Are you?
You betcha.
I mean, it was the last one of the pack, so I don't know if I did something.
I had leakage. I had like a malfunction on the last time I used it skiing, and it was like all.
It's almost,
frozen.
there's an
My
island.
peanut butter sandwich.
That's awesome.
Here's Hank the goat. He's one of our friends. We named him Hank. We were surprised at how non-aggressive he was. He just kind of minded his own business and walked off the trail, and we didn't have any problems. This is the hike descending down to the Hidden Lake. Popo, Gary, and I decided not to go all the way down to the bottom because it was a pretty vertical switchback, and we didn't feel like going all the way down and then going back up after doing so much hiking today. Here we stopped for a quick snack pit stop. Here's Popo doing his signature hat dunk in the glacier water. He swears it does wonders for his hair. He tries to do it once a year.
But for a numberjack up, you think, ooh, they're gonna really. Their life's not ever gonna be the same. Well, my understanding, even though it's painful, it's like avoidable. It's like, I think it's very rare that. One thing, we could do an experiment. You think, like, if we go until Denver without a shower?
It's important to keep our eyes on the trail going forward, but it's always nice to take a look back and appreciate the mountains and views that you just came from.
Hey, Logan's Pass.
Logan's Pass.
Hey, Logan's Pass. Awesome. Let me make sure there's no trail, assuming it's going to be too sheer.
Here's us walking down the highway back to our car.
We can do it.
We actually parked all the way down at the bend because parking up at Logan's Pass is incredibly competitive and difficult to get.
Oh, look at that. Is that even real? Whoa, look down there. There's like some critters down there.
Where?
Down there.
This is down at St. Mary's Lake. We managed to beat the rain weather that was rolling in. And Popo, Gary, and I were even crazy enough to decide we're pretty smelly. Let's go and take a bath inside St. Mary's Lake. Here we are stumbling out there. The water was only 40 to 50 degrees. It really wasn't that bad once you get in and like swim a couple of strokes like this. It was refreshing.
What do you think?
So? Way easier than ice bath. Way easier than the ice bath.
Alright, let's go. Baywatch, let's go. Ah. Oh, it's slippery. Yes, please. It's refreshing.
Hi, camera.
Hi, camera.
Glacier National Park.
Hi, Pierre, editing this later.
It is awesome. Wonderful trip. Pretty fair company. We just skinny dipped. Oh, not really. Thought about it.
This concludes day 1 inside Glacier National Park. Tomorrow we will be embarking on Grinnell Glacier, one of our most challenging hikes on the trip.